And then that'll be it. So far it's quiet, and I think they're here now. I think it's nice though.
Hello, sir. Can I help you?
From the opening seconds, this encounter already feels wrong. The narrator sets the tone. The worst officers are the ones who get promoted, and the clip wastes no time proving it true. Before the cameraman even understands what's happening, a female sergeant rushes in, questioning, probing, and escalating.
What's that?
Can I help you?
I was looking around. Just
Can I ask why you're filming our facility?
looks pretty cool actually because of the wash and everything. Kind of curious of how this whole thing began, you know.
Okay. You want to come up here and chat with me a little bit? Do you mind?
Am I detained or?
I just need to talk to you because you've been filming our officers in and out, so I just wanted to
And I can't do that?
with that. Huh?
And I can't do that? I mean, I was in a public area, so.
Okay. What's your name?
I don't want to give you my name unless I'm being threatened of arrest, so. Am I under arrest or is it?
You're not under arrest. What's your name? Why are you filming our facility?
I just told you, I like the history around this place right here.
Okay. Well, while you're talking to me, you got a baton here. I'm just going to hang on to it.
Why are you touching me?
While I'm talking to you, okay?
Why are you touching me?
It's for my safety while I'm chatting with you.
Well, I'm here.
The sergeant pushes forward, demanding answers, while the cameraman pushes back with calm, lawful boundaries. The tension spikes when she suddenly grabs his baton for safety, a move that instantly shifts the atmosphere. It's the first physical intrusion, an early sign that this interaction won't be fair. The viewer senses the imbalance, a citizen being treated like a threat for simply recording in public.
Okay.
I'm not going to do any harm with you guys.
Okay.
So, what's the badge number?
It's 51079. And what was your name?
What was your name?
It's Sergeant Buchanan.
Badge number?
I already gave it to you.
Okay. What's your name and badge number?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
What's your name and badge number?
Sure. My name's Officer Apodaca. My badge number is 100040.
Alright. I just want to know why she touched me.
I just walked out here. I don't know what's going on.
I'm just over here doing a story.
Okay.
Trying to, you know, in a public area, try to record everything around here. I mean, I saw this wash right here and said, it's pretty cool. You know, I don't want to know what this whole thing started. Like the wash is being here or the police station was here first. That's all I was trying to figure out, to look around in public areas.
Okay.
So you touching me, I want to know why. Because you think I'm a threat? Because I'm doing the story, or?
You've got a baton on your hip, sir.
Yeah, it's for protection, not from you guys.
That I'm safe and that you're safe. We don't have any
trust me,
issues.
that's why I'm right here,
Okay.
you know, away from you.
You know the house counter is from the west?
Can you explain to me why you're filming over here?
They're from the west. It's a white house.
Because I like to film in public areas, so public area, right?
Okay. Well, I'm going to detain you right now. So while we
Oh my God.
investigate, okay?
Really?
I don't know what's going on.
In a public area, I'm being detained. Now my
Okay, we're
backpack's...
gonna figure that out. I don't want your camera to get broken. I'm just gonna hold on to it. I'm recording this incident as well.
There's breakable stuff in there, you know that, right? I have more cameras in the backpack.
Okay.
This is ridiculous.
Now cuffed and under control, the officers scramble to justify what just happened. They talk about trespassing, but none of them actually know if he trespassed. They admit they're going to check cameras, verify reports, and figure it out later. Meanwhile, the cameraman explains calmly, logically, that he never crossed the property line. The suspense comes from watching the officers hunt for a crime to match their actions, a desperate attempt to retroactively validate the detention.
In a public area.
Not
We'll figure out what's
arrest,
going on.
but right now I'm detaining you until we figure out what's going on. Okay, I'm going to hang on to this while I'm talking to you.
Alright, do not consent searches and
Alright,
seizures.
he's going to hang on to your backpack. We're going to walk up here.
I'm not consent any searches or seizures.
Okay, I'm not searching you. I am going to pat you down for any further weapons. Do you have any more weapons on you?
We're trying to start it.
Okay.
I have 3 boxes in my backpack just because of the skin.
We're going to check, make sure.
But you
you got it. Mine's pointing this way too. You a First Amendment auditor or something?
Public areas. That's all
I
he's
hear
doing.
you. I hear you. I'm a Vikings fan too. I know it doesn't mean much to you right now, but
It's the first time I've ever been detained. So what's the issue here?
Well, you're on our facility. You're videotaping
I
police
wasn't on the
operations.
facility, I was in a public area.
So,
I wasn't, when you said I was in a public area.
I was told you were over here standing on our property filming
So this sidewalk over
operations
there?
over here. Yeah.
I know the sign is right there, but I didn't go past the sign.
Okay.
So,
we're gonna
Okay.
review our cameras, and if we got some wrong information and that indeed is the case, and as I understand it, you might be out of handcuffs here in a second. But it sounds like a crime was reported to us that you were trespassing on.
I was not
on our
trespassing. I was in
Okay,
a
well
public
that's what
area.
was reported to us, right?
I didn't go past the sign.
So we got to investigate it if it's reported to us, right? We can't take anybody's side in anything like that. So that's why you're detained today.
Okay,
As
I know you guys got cameras everywhere, so check
Yeah,
those.
I'm going to be checking them. I don't know how to work the system, but I'm going to find somebody who does. And we're going to be working on that. Okay.
What's your name, sir?
I'm not giving them a name. I
Okay.
did nothing wrong.
Okay.
Nothing wrong.
Right here, yeah, man. If you're just out here filming, it's obviously a public area.
So can
and
go
you're
back
right.
there on the track?
So the track is public as well, but
Yeah.
what it sounds like was reported to my sergeant is that you were on our private drive past the no trespassing signs.
And while you're detained, I'm going to go verify that information.
This section exposes the human side of the ordeal. Still cuffed, the cameraman tries to stay composed while officers discuss unrelated past incidents to justify being suspicious of him. Their stories reveal more about their fear than any wrongdoing by him. He even mentions this is his first time in handcuffs, adding a layer of vulnerability. The viewer feels a slow burn of frustration as minutes tick by with no evidence, no crime, and no justification for the restraint.
Okay? I'll be right back, okay? Proceed to stand by.
And back there, I was lifting that up so I could look over the wall.
Sorry, say it again.
I lift that up so I could look over the wall. That's about it.
Look over this wall or?
All over here,
Okay.
where the track is.
Okay. I hear you, man. Like you're able to do your First Amendment auditor thing, man. I don't. I've talked to many people out here that have done that at this station, and we've had no problems. Sounds like what was reported to us is it was a crime. If there was no crime actually committed, and it was a misunderstanding or miscommunication on our part, then we're going to apologize and take you out of handcuffs in just a moment. Okay?
First time being in handcuffs, actually.
Sorry, what's that?
This is my first time being in handcuffs, actually.
Okay. Hopefully it's just for another minute.
I've been the one on downtown, the major one.
The main station, yeah, 270 South Stone.
Yeah, they don't do shit like this.
I hear you, man, and it sounds like we wouldn't be putting you in handcuffs if we didn't have the report that you were trespassing on the private drive.
I did not whip out the
Because
sign.
this isn't anything that we're saying you did, but we, for whatever reason, have had people try and sneak in that drive. We had somebody a couple months ago. We don't know how they got in our secure lot, but they were in our secure lot, like walking around and scoping out our cars and stuff like that. But they weren't on the cameras. They had either jumped over the back wall or snuck in through one of the gates. But they had been there. We reviewed cameras for hours. He had been back there for like 3 hours, like hiding under cars and stuff like that. So we've had security issues here, which is obviously concerning. I'm not saying you did any of that, but you can understand like how that kind of puts us in that frame of mind when we get, hey, there's some dude walking in a private drive back here. Hey, now he's out front. And my sergeant came out to talk to you for that reason.
So what's that private property line at? I know there's a track, and then there's like a little bit of dirt right there on the side. Is that your property too?
Next to the track?
Yeah, next to the track's a little like
I just
like
talk to
dirt?
people out there. I don't really push it, but if they're out like on the private drive walking, I've stopped people trying to come in our gates many times.
That right here, I'm talking about this corner.
You want me to pick that up so it doesn't get damaged? Yeah, you got it. Is there a way for me to set this up so I don't have to?
Yeah, just put, you have the 3 legs right there?
Oh, these are 3 legs?
Yeah, 3 legs, just pull it out.
Well, that's pretty sweet, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't have the 3 rocks in my back. Yeah, it's like
Well, it's not going to fall over like that, right?
No.
That's fine?
That's fine.
Okay. I don't want to damage anything. Do you think that's okay?
That's okay.
Okay.
This is where the facade of certainty collapses. After nearly 10 minutes of detainment, questioning, pat-downs, and shifting explanations, the officers begin to realize the pieces don't add up. Their entire case rests on a single report, that he was behind a no trespassing sign. But as they review details, question witnesses, and try to make sense of conflicting descriptions, the truth begins to surface. This may all be one giant misunderstanding. The cameraman explains where he stood, how he lifted a small barrier just to look over a wall, and how every step he took remained within public access. His explanation is direct, calm, and consistent, something the officers can't ignore. Meanwhile, one officer tries to soften the situation, talking casually, cracking small jokes, even admitting that many people film the station with no issues. But the contradiction is obvious. If filming is allowed, why is he in cuffs? As the officers talk among themselves, the camera captures their shifting tone. The authority in their voices fades, replaced by uncertainty. The pat-down suddenly seems unnecessary. The tight grip on his equipment loosens. You can feel the momentum flipping. They're no longer investigating him. They're trying to salvage their mistake. This moment is powerful because it exposes the fragility of assumptions. A single unverified accusation from someone passing by triggered a full detainment. And now, step by step, that accusation is falling apart. The suspense doesn't come from danger. It comes from watching officers confront the possibility that they've detained an innocent man without cause. The audience waits, breath held, to see if they'll correct the mistake or double down to defend their pride.
Yeah, this all I want to know is it's a little bit of dirt right there on this track right here. Is your guys' or?
Which area are we talking about?
Well, I can't really point because it's like this area right here.
On the back side there?
Yeah, where the gate is, but on the back.
So it's technically all
Like a
property of the facility of the city of Tucson.
The track is?
But as far as, not necessarily the track,
Okay,
but I'm
that's how
talking
it was.
about specifically like this private drive and
This
like
right
once you
here,
go through
I
the
was
gates.
behind the sign.
Sorry, what's that?
I was behind the sign on this side right here.
Oh, behind the sign this way or behind the sign that way?
That way.
Behind the sign on the...
Yeah.
On the Alright, it sounds like once we clarify that, we'll take out a cups in just a moment. I'm fine with you walking around the whole station, filming everything. It sounds like we had a report that you were on the private drive.
Obviously, she wasn't too aggressive.
Sorry, what's that?
I said, obviously, she wasn't too little aggressive.
Okay. Like I said, man, I had just walked up, so I don't really know what happened before I got there, right? I just heard her say on the radio she was out with somebody on the front gangplank or bridge or whatever, and I just came out here to make sure she was okay. I didn't know what was going on. So whatever she got before I was involved, she got
With my
before.
stuff, she can't do that. Unless you have probable cause.
What's that?
Unless you grab my stuff, you can't do that.
Well, you can be detained for reasonable suspicion, but it's
What's
not
the crime, though? That's my
trespassing.
question.
That's what we had reported to us.
I trespass.
Well, if
it all
you
camera
indeed
too.
did not trespass, or even if you did, we might just warn you. If we look up on cameras, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying,
I mean, I was pretty much up the curb.
for instance, we looked on cameras and saw you. Oh, you were actually past the sign.
No,
You were close to the.
it's not a sign, but
I'm just
the
giving you
curb
for
right there.
instance. We're just having a conversation, right? So.
I can even show you
So
guys
we end up talking to our witness or whoever told us about this, and they say, "Oh, he was past the thing, he passed the sign." We look at video cameras, see you're past the sign. We might just tell you like, "Hey, don't do that again."
With the modern handcuffs, I can show you guys where I was.
Okay. I hear you. We're trying to talk to the witness to try and speed that up. We're trying to get you out of cuffs as soon as possible. Hey, yeah.
So, sir, how are you? Okay. Name and badge number?
Huh?
Name and badge number?
41820.
Thank you.
It's Officer Dial, like the soap.
So he was just doing a First Amendment audit, just walking around filming.
The final section delivers the emotional punch of the entire video. After nearly 15 minutes of control, suspicion, and power imbalance, the moment of truth finally arrives. An officer steps forward, admitting the truth plainly. It was misinformation, miscommunication. You were on the sidewalk, not our property. In that instant, the tension that's been building finally breaks. They uncuff him. They hand back his belongings. And with nothing more than a half-hearted apology, they attempt to walk away from the mistake as though it never happened.
What, at least as I understand it, was reported to Sarge is that he was on the private drive back here.
Oh, behind the sign.
So, yeah, I told him if he was behind the sign, we're going to take kind of handle this smaller.
Sounds good.
Just so you know where we're at.
Nobody come here like this?
What's that?
Nobody comes here with a camera like this?
It does happen from time to time, yeah. And we let them film. I've had people.
Obviously not.
Well, like I said, it wouldn't be a problem if we didn't have the report that you were on the private drive. Because I did explain to you earlier that we've had people try and sneak in there, and we had that dude hang out back there for like 6 hours.
I'm gonna do it with the camera and broad daylight.
Dude, you would be surprised what I've seen people do in broad daylight.
There must be
We just came from a call. A guy was hit a girl in the elbow with a bat after she came at him with a knife.
Well, it was last month or so we had a dude come in here and try to hit the officer on the other side of the glass, smashing all our windows.
Yeah.
So
that's overdose, not a camera.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, we don't know you, do we?
But like I said, sir, I'm sorry I didn't catch your name, but like I said, if,
I didn't get it.
okay. All right. Well, that'd be why. So like I said, if everything you're telling us is true, then you're gonna be out of cuffs. But we had to report the crime, so that's why you're detained.
Alright, is this your earpiece? I'm gonna just put this in your bag. I'm not looking inside or anything. I'm just putting it in there for our safety. Okay? So, turns out that it was misinformation on my part and miscommunication. It sounds like you were on the sidewalk and you weren't on our property, so I'm gonna let you go. You're free to leave.
See this, guys?
Honestly, man, he didn't really pick a good day anyway. We're closed.
I know.
We don't do anything.
But the camera captures everything. The frustration, the disbelief, the quiet indignation of someone who was detained first and investigated later. This is where the commentary becomes sharpest, because the release doesn't erase what happened. It exposes it. It highlights the core issue. Officers can escalate, detain, and invade a citizen's rights based on poor assumptions, only to shrug it off afterward with, "Sorry, miscommunication." The cameraman captures the hypocrisy perfectly. He points out the disconnect between police and public, the very reason First Amendment audits exist. When officers can make errors this big with no consequences, trust crumbles, respect erodes, and the public is left wondering how many others have experienced the same treatment off camera. The final narration drives the message home with force. This isn't just one incident. It's part of a systemic pattern protected by qualified immunity. Officers can detain first, justify later, and walk away untouched. But citizens? They're the ones who pay the emotional and psychological cost.